I am the Lonely Necron, and welcome to my basement. So recently, I did a battle royale game of a bunch of elites with no Catan. So today, we're gonna do a battle royale game with a bunch of elites and a Catan. They're considered elites, it makes total sense to me. It is what it is. Either way, we're gonna throw a bunch of elite units and a Catan into an area, and we'll see who wins. So this is my orc weird boy. He actually started out life as a runt herd. So I really wanted a weird boy, and I just didn't really want to pay for it. So I got a bunch of Gretchen that don't have a run herd, but I glued a bunch of glass bits to this guy and tried to paint him kind of brightly, and now he casts spells occasionally. Real occasionally. Alright, so we got eight groups throwing out an elite unit here. So the Night Lords are throwing out 2 Greater Possessed. From the Eldar, we have 5 Wraithblades. From the Admech, we have 5 Sicarian Ruststalkers. The Tyranids have given us 5 Gene Stealers. Thousand Sons have given us 5 Scarab Occult Terminators. The Drukhari have gifted us with 5 Incubi. The Orcs have sent 5 Commandos. Yeah, the Necrons have sent the Catan Shard of the Void Dragon. He knows Voltaic Storm and Cosmic Fire. Yeah, this should be a good game. Yeah. So for the board today, I've put Billy's awesome Games Workshop terrain away for a little while and gone back to the homemade stuff. So our elites are going to fight on this little rubble-strewn 4x4 area here. Alright, I'm going to set them up, roll out the first round for, who goes when and stuff. We'll do this awesomeness. Alright, so the orcs are in this corner here, the Greater Possessed just to the right of them a little bit. We got the Incubi in the center on this side, with the Wraithblades in the corner over there. The Ruststalkers in the middle on this side. Scarab Occult Terminators behind the formation of that thing. Gene Stealers over in this corner, and then the Void Dragon in the center. Quick note, like any game that I do where there's more than 3 factions, I'm going to do all their phases at once, and then we'll talk about what happens afterwards. So this game, we're going to start off with the Drukhari get to go first. Alright, Incubi, first round. Okay, so the Incubi just advanced over towards the Orcs. That's all they can do. That's all they chose to do anyway. That will make it, unfortunately for the Incubi, the Orcs' turn. Alright, that was pretty ridiculous. So the Orcs moved up and actually killed one of the Incubi with a gun. It's been a while since I saw that. They charged in, made their charge, killed 3 more of the Incubi, and wounded the Clayvex. And then the Clayvex didn't do anything at all to them. Failed on his wound rolls, so... yeah, that was super ridiculous. That being said, it's now the Night Lord's turn. So this Greater Possessed has advanced forward, heading towards the Catan. This one just moved towards the Orcs, charged into them, took no damage in Overwatch, and managed to not kill any of them at all. And then they managed to wound him once. Kind of a tangled mess going on over there right now. That'll make it the Wraithblade's turn. Alright, so these guys just advanced forward as far. They got a really crappy advance roll, so they just advanced forward heading towards the Ruststalkers over here. Funnily enough, it is the Rustalkers' turn. Maybe they can duplicate what the orcs did to the Drukhari. We'll see. Alright, well they weren't quite as successful as the orcs were. They did move in, they did charge successfully. They managed to do one wound to the Wraithblades, but the Wraithblades went ahead and killed two of them in return. So yeah, it was helpful, I guess, for somebody. But that makes it the Catan's turn. Alright, so yeah, he came really close to the Greater Possessed. He did Voltaic Storm on him and did a couple points of damage. And then he charged him and he just killed him with his Canoptic Tail Blades. That was super nice. It's also the end of his turn, but that does make it the Gene Stealer's turn. Okay, so the Gene Stealers have just advanced along the edge of the board here. Looks like they're probably going to try and hide behind this thing from the Catan Shard, but who knows if that'll work. Alright, that'll make it the Thousand Suns' turn. They're all alone in this corner of the board now. The Terminators have just advanced forward, heading towards the a clump over here of the Eldar and the Rustalkers. Alright, well that'll take us to the end of round one. Nobody's really dead, although the Drukhari only have one person left. And the Night Lords also only have one person left. So, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so start of round two. We'll start this round off with the Orcs. So the Commandos opted to remain in combat. The Commando Nob killed the Klavex, knocking the Drukhari out of the fight. And then the remaining Commandos attacked the Greater Possessed, and it attacked the Commandos back, and nobody did any damage, and it was just kind of funny to watch. Alright, so that'll make it the Wraithblade's turn. The Eldar opted to remain in combat and just killed off all the Rustalkers. That makes it the Void Dragon's turn. So the Shard of the Void Dragon moved over, did the Voltaic Storm, killed off one of the Gene Stealers, shot his spear, killed off another Gene Stealer, charged in, killed two, took no more damage. There are some low rolls there. For some reason he keeps wanting to roll one to hit. I'm not a fan. Alright. That makes the Thousand Suns turn. Alright, so the Terminators moved over a little bit, just enough to get everybody within 2 feet. They did manage to kill off one of the Wraithblades with their Kami Bolters, and then the Soul Reaper Cannon did another point of damage to one of the Wraithblades. So not bad for them. So that makes it the Night Lord's turn, the last Greater Possessed. So the Greater Possessed stayed in combat and did kill off one of the Commandos, but then the rest of the Commandos killed him off. So it'll be this one lonely little Gene Stealer's turn. So the Gene Stealer fought bravely, but it definitely died. Alright, so that brings us to the top of round 3. The Void Dragon gets to go first for this round. Alright, so the Void Dragon advanced close-ish to the Orcs. Did Voltaic Storm, killed 2 of them. And that's really all he can do. So that'll make it the Orc turn. Alright, so never let it be said that Orcs are not optimistic. They got kind of close to him. They shot at him. One of them actually hit, but it didn't wound him. He charged. He definitely killed the regular Commando in Overwatch. The Nob did his best, but didn't wound him at all, and he just kind of killed the Nob. I say kind of killed the Nob, but I mean, he did an excessive amount of damage to the Nob, so, you know, squished. Yeah, we're gonna go with squished. crap. That makes it the Eldar turn. So the Wraithblades have just gotten a really good advance. But that's all they can do. Which is fine, because now it's the Thousand Sun Terminator's turn. Alright. The Thousand Suns managed to kill off one of the Wraithblades with their Infernal Combi Bolters. They charged in and did a little bit of damage, but not much else. The Wraithblades turned around and killed off one of their Terminators. So yeah, good times. Trading units. It's the best time. On the other side of the battlefield, it is the Void Dragon's turn. Okay, so the Void Dragon is just advancing his way towards this melee combat over here. Kinda got a crappy advance roll, so it might take him a little while. So, speaking of the melee combat, it would be the Terminator's turn. So the Terminators are just going to stay where they are. The Aspiring Sorcerer failed to manifest Smite. They did indeed. They killed two of the Wraithblades in melee combat. And the remaining Wraithblade killed one of them. Yeah. Which makes it the Wraithblade's turn. Alright, so the Wraithblade did 1 point of damage to the Terminators, and they failed to kill him. Alright, so that's the end of a round. It is the Thousand Suns' turn next, though, so maybe they can finally kill off this Wraithblade. Alright, between Smite and the Power Swords, they definitely managed to kill off the Wraithblade. That makes it the Void Dragon's turn. Alright, so he's gotten a lot closer with advancing. He killed off one of the Terminators with a Voltaic Storm. And that's all he can do. So it's the Thousand Suns' turn again. Alright, so the Thousand Sun Terminators have moved up a little bit. Failed to manifest Smite. Failed to hit with the Combi Bolter. And then failed to charge. I mean, the only bonus is that he didn't hit him in Overwatch, but they didn't really do much of anything else, so bad Chaos Dice, I guess. Yeah, that makes it his turn. Alright, well, to shake things up, and as the last unit, I used Cosmic Fire, which did kill off one of the Terminators. Failed to hit with the spear in the shooting phase. Definitely made the charge, definitely killed the dude. Super dead. So yeah, the Catan Shard won. I had a different way in my head of how that battle was going to go. Like, maybe they were all going to gang up on the Catan Shard instead of going after each other like they did, but it is what it is. I mean, granted, if I was an Ink, I don't know if I would have gone after the Catan Shard first. Yeah, I probably would have gone after the Orcs, which is what happened. So yeah, this was fun. I mean, I figured that the Catan Shard was going to win. Let's face it, it is a Catan Shard. Although there were a lot of elites, they weren't really helping each other out. They were more fighting against each other, and this guy was just kind of mopping up the remnants. Which he does really well. Yeah, good times. If you made it to the end of the video, I do appreciate it. I got lots more videos coming. Probably not as many battle royales left, but that's a lie. There's about 50 million of those. There will always be like formats or ideas for that. I got more Thousand Suns put together, so I'm gonna start adding those guys into the mix of actual games, and I'm gonna start doing some 3-on-1s or some group fights again. Somewhere on here I've got a 5 army battle. I might try and do something a little bit larger than that since I do have this big, huge table. Yep, things to look forward to in the future. Again, thanks for watching and have a good day.